Homework. It's an obstacle many of us have faced. It is a nightly thing for many students. Not so much here, but still. Everyone knows what it's like to go home and have a friend or someone call and say, hey, you want to come do something fun? I don't know what you do in your free time. But you can't do it because you have too much homework. Homework has plagued everyone at one point or another, but there must be a good reason for students that students are being forced to finish what they started at school, right? Wrong. Time and time again, homework has been proven to be completely ineffective in elementary school and still mostly ineffective in high school. But it's still used. Part of the reason homework is still used is simply because it's been used for generations. When there are new adults become teachers, they grew up doing homework. So what do they think is the best way to do? Homework. But it's not just the teachers. It's the parents too. They don't question why their students are given the homework. They just see it as standard in the same way as teachers. In fact, many parents would probably be upset if they suddenly found out their children was no longer receiving homework. This is an is-ought fallacy. That means just because something was used the whole time doesn't mean it is the best way to do it. In this study, it is found that a majority of parents thought their child was below or at enough homework. Most thought they were given just right or too little homework. What exactly is the theoretical point of homework? Is it to increase test scores, or is it to increase recall, or is it to teach study skills and work ethic? All of these are good things. So if homework can do this, then it is necessary and helpful. But if it cannot do these things, then it shouldn't be used, right? So if there were studies that proved homework doesn't improve recall, and studies that proved that it doesn't improve work ethic, then wouldn't you agree that it was unnecessary? But there's more to it than that. Say that homework could do just one of these things, or that it could do all to a minor level. Would it still be worth it to force these kids in their key development days away from their friends and extracurricular activities to bring their grade from a 83 to an 86? School already takes up 8 hours of their day, 5 days a week. That's 1/3 of their life, 5 days a week gone, minimum. But students need to sleep as well. That's another 8 hours. That's 2/3 of their days gone, 5 days a week. So shouldn't schools stay out of that other third that's meant to be their time? At times, homework even intrudes into the valuable time of sleep. Sleep is one of, if not the most important thing for a developing child. If school takes away time for a child to get them 8 hours minimum at night, then they are only making things worse for the child. In this study of 102 children, most said they slept less hours each weeknight to finish the homework or study. During the nights usually slept on weeknights, the vast majority of students were between 5 and 8 hours of sleep each weeknight. But on the weekends, that number jumped up to between 8 and 9 plus hours. And most of the students said the reason that they were having trouble sleeping during the weeknights was so they could finish their homework or study for an exam. Some students were socializing, but that's going to happen. And it is considered rude to bring work home with us. So why do we force students to do this? Why should the students be forced to use their free time for something that has been proven to be ineffective? In one example, a biology teacher decided to cut the homework she was giving students in half. She then checked the test scores, and they did not change at all. I cannot understand how it could be right to force students to do what has been proven to be ineffective and take up their own personal time. Study after study has proven that the only thing that homework does is increase students' stress and anxiety. It is not a good thing for students to be stressed and anxious about work that isn't improving their grades in any way. This stress and anxiety could be making their grades worse. If stopping homework prevented anxiety and stress, isn't it likely that students' grades could even go up? In this study of fourth graders, those fourth graders that did no homework whatsoever actually had the highest grades out of all of them. And the students that did the most have the worst, with being a regular slope in between. So, very busy person. I have school, sports, play practice, and work. I don't have much free time. I go to school from 7:45 to 3, and some days I don't leave school until 3:30. After that, I go home, change, and then leave for play practice. I have play practice every Monday through Thursday, so at least I have Fridays and weekends to do what I want. Well, actually, I work Fridays and weekends, so those are gone too. Now, I acknowledge that this busyness is as a choice that I have made. These are things that I want to do, and I enjoy doing them for the most part. But if I'm getting home at 7 at the earliest every night of the week, then I have dinner, shower, and sleep. That leaves about 1 or 2 hours of time that I could be working. But I need rest. More than just sleep, I need a break. I need time to myself, and I don't have any meaningful amount of that through homework. I recognize that I don't have much homework here, and I'm very grateful for that. But just because I'm lucky enough to not have much homework does not mean much. There are still many students out there that are losing sleep to finish homework. If a student has to give up hobbies so that test scores might be able to go up for the school itself is doing something very wrong. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.